realize that. Okay. So, thank you. Let me just start. I have been given opportunity from the Abhyudaya. Just give me a moment now. Mm. I would talk about the competency number 6, active listening. Just give me a moment. Is the screen visible?
Yes, Neha.
Thank you.
You can go to full screen mode if you want to.
Yeah, yes. This will be better. Thank you. I've given my introduction. Thank you so much. It'll be good to know all of you, but with the paucity of time, maybe we'll connect post the session on the community, on the cohort, on one-to-one basis. So I'll start. See, so there is a curriculum wherein, we choose which competency we need to talk about within the cohort. And when the opportunity was given to me, there is a reason, why I chose this competency, because when I joined this journey, and when anyone used to ask me that, what's your strengths, I used to say that I'm a great listener. And, and I'm an introvert, I'm a great listener. I listen to people so much that people wants to talk to me. And all my myths got busted, when I started this journey. My first coaching session, my second coaching session, my coaching sessions throughout put me, made me believe that there is a lot I need to learn in this competency, and that's how I chose it. I will share my own personal slide experiences, and I would request everyone to participate and engage in the conversation to make it engaging, fruitful for all of us. We have lovely people with us, Ramya, Ravi, and Anita. The more experiences you will share, I think we'll be able to learn together in the next 30 minutes of so. Just okay. So this will be agenda. I have kept it. Hi, Neha. Thank you so much for joining in, and congratulations to you. You are all over the cohort right now.
Yes, thank you so much and best
Thank
of luck for this presentation.
Thank you so much, Neha. Good. I was just thinking, why didn't you join? So thanks for
Sorry,
joining.
sorry. No, no.
No problems. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So this will be the agenda. I've kept it crisp, short and simple, and will try to make it very, very relevant in terms of what can be done to bring excellence in this competency. This is the competency number 6, just for the benefit of all of you. And agenda. Okay. So I'll come to that a bit later. But before I start talking about this competency, I want all of you to take a moment. Take a moment for 6-7 seconds and think about a time when you really, really felt heard. And what was the feeling in that point of time? Just describe that feeling in 1 minute. Think about a time when you really felt heard, and just describe that feeling in one word. When you actually felt heard as a whole being.
That's what I thought. 1 minute में तो time लग जाएगा. But the one word that came to my mind was feeling satisfied. Feeling
Satisfied.
satisfied.
Superb. Satisfied. Anyone, you can write it in the chat box as well. One word we've captured, satisfied.
Let me clarify. You want one word from everyone, which captures the feeling of feeling
When
heard. Heard. Okay,
yes,
got it, got it. I
yes,
got yeah.
yes.
Yeah, my word is respected.
Wow, loved it. Thank you so much. Valued. Oh my God, superb. Thanks, Anita. Ramya, relief. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your responses. And I think half of my job is already done in telling you that what's the importance of this competency. And how did I feel, when I was heard? I want to show you. I felt gifted. I was like, there's someone who can just listen. And this has been an experienced through a coaching journey only. Otherwise, you only listen to respond. That's what it is, and I thank you so much for sharing your responses. I think we have one more. Okay, thanks, Akansha. Now, let me quickly get back to the competency of just okay. Okay, this is important that, this slide is important, and I'm sure you would have already, uh, you know, have a look at it in terms of what are the competencies or 8 competencies, and listens actively is the 6th competency, which we'll be covering in here. Uh, from a ICF perspective, the definition and the markers which we need to take care of in this competency is focuses on what the client is and not saying, and fully understand. It's about the whole being of the client. The important part in this competency is that we need to get to the root of what is not being said, and we need to understand the client context. If I have to just give a quick one representation of what are the key elements of this competency, is these are the 6 elements. And if we can just remember these 6 elements about the markers, and I'm sure we'll be able to bring a lot of value to our markers as well during the coaching process. One is pay attention. When we say pay attention, it's a very easy word, paying attention. And a lot of time we have heard this. But paying attention to what is not being said is also equally important to what is being said. As I just, I was just going through a video on active listening, and it said that, listening so that you can hear your coachee. Listening so that you can let them hear themselves, and listening so that they feel heard. These are the 3 elements, and it just, I kind of wrote it everywhere to bring finesse that, what is being said right now. 3 elements of letting them hear themselves. A lot of time, and I want, we have a great cohort right now, and I want you guys to share your experiences, when you let the coachee hear themselves without you just being said nothing and only paid undivided attention to them. Any experiences you would like to share? And what happens then actually? If that can be told, it'll be great.
I'll share something, Neha.
Yeah, please, Ramya. Thank you.
When one of the coaches were describing the problem they were facing, and like we just listen to them. When they pause, we are not interrupting as a coach, we're not interrupting. And so they actually wonderfully flowing through their own thought process. They started somewhere, and I didn't have to say even a word. They themselves were going through that process, flowing through that. And then by end of that, they realized, they got realizations, like they spoke for maybe more than 15 minutes, I guess. But they got clarity, a lot clarity, just by talking. And when they know that somebody is just listening, so that itself is like a wonderful experience.
Thank you so much, Ramya, for sharing this. And in fact, you have coached me numerous times, and I felt that way, when someone is really listening to you, you keep giving your thoughts away, and from somewhere you discover about them yourself, and that's what the power, that's what the power of the process, that's what the power of this competency itself. And I there's a very beautiful quote which says that listening ignites the caliber of the human mind. you know that's what you can do it, you can bring it in the coaching process. That's what you can do it in the for the coachee. Paying attention, it's very important to clarify. A lot of time people would have their own meaning of things they have said. As a coach, it's important that we clarify what is being said, and there are ways to ask clarification. You can tell them, can you just describe what you just said? What do you mean by feeling low? What kind of feeling you are currently going through? All such, what is most important for you? All such questions, open-ended questions, help give impression to the coachee that you are listening to them without with your all your mind, body, and soul. That's how it is. Third, that withhold judgment. We all know that we've been listening this, that we need to create a space that can be non-judgmental, and we often say during our coaching process. But what we need to really work on is that not by saying it, but letting the other, but actually doing it in our own head. See, honesty lies within. We can tell the coachee that it'll be a non-judgmental space. And the moment the coachee said that, uh, I kind of be aggressive in this moment, or the moment the coachee is sharing some experiences, we are judging the person in our head. So it's
Neha, I have
important
a
that,
small.
yeah, please,
Sorry.
Ravi,
Go on.
please.
No. Please finish your thought. I just have a.
Yeah, no, please add in, because this is very important that as a coach, and it will be good to hear from you as well.
Okay. Well, very quickly, I mentioned the word respect. So the experience I have and I'm a mentor, I'm a professional mentor, and mentoring involves listening as well. So every time I have these one-on-one conversations, I realize that the very act of listening to them is showing respect to them, and they feel so valued and respected. And you get the feeling that they're not having that experience elsewhere, with their bosses, in their company. So you really realize, oh my God, this is a huge moment for them. They feel so listened to, so respected, and they open up. And it's an amazing experience for me. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm on the receiving end of this avalanche, right? It's just amazing amount of sharing of views, and it just opens it up if you really listen, like you said.
Really, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it's, thank you so much for bringing this. And also, at times people just go back, tell you that, I really felt relieved. Thank you so much for listening. Half of the things are done, when you really show that you care for them. You show that compassion in your body language, your words, your tonality. It is magical for sure. Thank you so much, Ravi. And thanks, keep adding. It's also important that, in the coaching process, we reflect, summarize, or what is being said, because clarifying at a moment is very, very important. And there is nothing like clarifying at the moment itself, rather than creating our own assumption about what is being said. So it's more about client context, what they want to say, their beliefs, their values. Every time we need to keep pushing ourselves that it's their context. I'll just go ahead and thank you, Ravi. You've brought some point, and the next slide will be interesting then. Okay. The moment back, I asked all of you that how did you feel that when you felt that you were heard? Somebody said satisfied, relieved, respected, valued, and I felt gifted. From a client perspective, and I'll just bring this slide because, okay, tell me, so from a coachee perspective, we've kind of given our thoughts around it, that how we have felt. From a client perspective, see, these are the things which I have mentioned, and most of them have been covered while you guys, showed your, gave me your view. How did you feel? Important, relieved, discovering themselves. But for a coach, what value active listening brings is it's very, very important to know that, it brings curiosity. And we can add this list. This is as per I felt as a coach, that for me, it brings curiosity, display respect for others, create a space for exploration. You start asking questions. I still remember the first, when we were doing this competency, Jaya saying that, if you don't hear your coachee, it is literally impossible to move forward in the coaching conversation. That's how it is. That's the power of active listening. And of course, what it brings to the coaching process, Ravi, you mentioned creating, that movement, the wow movement. For the coaching process, it brings a lot of mind, body, soul, that inclusivity is there. People want to share their views and revolution. At times, Ramya just shared that, at times, coachee is just discovering themselves more with what they are saying. When you only listen to them of what they are trying to tell you in words and something not in words. So a lot of revolution comes. I don't know whether you guys have experienced, because I have experienced many times when I say that, oh, it was that simple. When you are in the process of either mentoring or coaching somebody, and I was a coachee myself and I was getting coached, and I saw that, wow, I never thought about it. It was very simple. Any such experiences wherein, you have experienced, wherein, the coachee itself revolutionized, itself discovered themselves, how they can do what they can do, only wherein you have maybe not even asked the question and listened to them, non-judgmental listening. A lot of time I have experienced it, and anybody who wants to share that experience, I'll be happy. See, it'll be good to know. Hey, Rohit, hi, thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm driving, so camera off. I've noticed that, when you try to listen to them, they actually come up with their own solutions. They talk, and then they say, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that," right? So, and they say, "Oh, I've just discovered something. I don't need anything else." So, okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Rohit, from bringing this. I think this is something, oh yeah, this can also be done. Oh, I never thought about it. And there are simple things which they will bring up in the coaching conversation, and which can really, really bring revolution to them, to their being. So that's the magic of the coaching process. That's what the magic active listening brings it to the coaching process. I'll move ahead. Okay. So we've spoken about active listening. It's important for a coach, for a client, for a process. And of course, when you guys shared your feeling about how you felt, it all boils me to the level saying that it's the most important competency, one of the most important competency in the entire coaching process, wherein it says that you have to give undivided attention to the coachee, but it is much more than that. Let me, while I was reading through a lot of articles that what can come in the way, I wanted to bring this slide into picture because lot of you will be able to resonate with one or the other ineffective way of listening, which we would have gone through. And it'll be good wherein, you can share your experiences, how you have dealt with it. Evaluative listening, it's more about what is your, as a listener, we are thinking about our way of doing things and not giving attention to what the coachee or what the speaker is saying. That's what there is constantly something in your head which says that, this is my way. And then you're not 100% into it of what speaker is saying. I want to know from, maybe any one of you have experienced this in their coaching journey, the evaluative listening, when you just listen according to what's been in your head.
Yeah, I can. So, right in the beginning,
Yeah.
so many times when I was doing coaching, in fact, in the initial coaching sessions, I gave the solution to the person. I said, it's so simple. Why can't you just do it? So if it's time management, you make your schedule and do it. And then I realized that it's not meeting its purpose. And those recordings are very good to listen to see. I can share a few recordings which will exactly tell what is not to be done.
Yeah. So super. Thank you so much. I think I was having a coaching conversation wherein a person said that, I'm not able to fix up my regime of health fitness. I was like, why? You're running into, and that the person said that, I'm running into diabetes, I'm overweight or whatever. Then I was like, set up a regime. In my mind, I was like, what's going on? You just have to set up a routine, get up early and go there. But it's about what is it going in their mind, why they are not doing it. Getting deeper into it is what it takes for all of us. So thank you so much, Rajneesh. I think that's a great point. Self-protective listening. This is more of what, as a coach, going in us personally, in our own situations, our own personal situations. What's at times, you are getting into a coaching session, but you're yourself just too much occupied. Your head is too much occupied with your personal exigencies. It can be anything, your work or your personal exigencies. And lot of time this brings into picture, and this hampers the process, this hampers this competency. Anyone who would like to bring in some point wherein, how we can just work towards self-protective listening and be more present in the coaching process? Anyone would like to share their experiences? It'll be good to know.
Yeah, I think now I want to share my experience because this is quite key competency, right? Active listening and we.
Yeah.
I feel it's very complex because you are listening to the person who is talking. As a coachee, you listening to yourself, you listening to the environment,
yeah,
you listening through your eyes. That anything goes in, oh yeah, see what happens. You're listening to the senses, all your senses. So you kind of like in a 360 degree way. You are listening everywhere, and it's very very hard to be present and master this competency to the level that yes, what you can hear the person who is saying something. And then when the coachee keep talking, sometimes you lose interest, right? And your mind goes out, oh yeah, keep talking, I'm good. So then you try to listen to something else, right? what do you want to do next? What is the next important bit you need to do? You need to go out shopping or something, you know. You go out and then try to listen somewhere else, you know. So it's very, very difficult, this, you know, yeah.
So
So I
Rohit,
can say,
how
yeah.
how have you been mastering it then? It'll be good to know.
Yeah, so I'm I'm on level 1 yet.
Perfect.
So I'm just trying to be like, switch off the phone, do not disturb on, you know, try to tell kids, don't come close to me when I'm there, don't talk behind, you know, don't, you know, do your random stuff. And sometimes it works when I'm in a zone and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's very important for us to be in a zone before the session starts, right? To be say, yes, we are present with ourselves first before we even try to present with the coachee first, right? So
absolutely,
we have to work on ourselves first to say, yes, I am here before the coachee comes in. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rohit, and thanks for being honest. It's difficult to be honest and saying that, you know, I'm at level 1. Please, Ravi, you were saying something. Sorry.
No, I was gonna add to what Rohit said. This being honest with ourselves, I call this checking in with ourselves.
Yeah.
When I have a conversation, I not only mentally check in with my mood and am I distracted, but I also tell them, you know, hey, I am with you for the next 55 minutes. I have a few things going on in my life, but I'm going to keep that aside. I'm parking it. I'm going to put my phone on mute. And I'm with you 100%. Now, this very act of telling them that is putting a little bit of pressure on myself, right? It's now a duty. I have made a commitment. And it also, I think, encourages them to make a similar commitment. So this simple act of checking in with the person you're talking to has helped me deal with distractions, deal with the wandering mind, as Rohit so beautifully said. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Thanks. And you said that, you know, I have a commitment. It's my duty. Some heavy words, you know, to put on your shoulders during the coaching process. But if it's working for you, great. When I do that, it's my duty. I just get in there and I do the worst of the coaching session. I can do it. But if it's working for you, amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking that if I say duty, it's gonna be like, oh my God, it's really tough. Yeah, we feel like it's a responsibility rather than duty. So it's a duty. Oh my God, I'm going to the war. It's my duty.
But
well, I think I meant the word responsibility.
Yeah,
responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility.
You're just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's about bringing that lighter moments and learn from each other, Ravi. That's it. And that's how it is. Okay, the third is affirmative listening. No, assumptive listening, you know. Rajneesh rightly said that, you know, you are in the session and you want to give advice, you want to assume things before it's been said. So one of the things that comes into assumptive listening is that, you know, you want to assume before the person is finishing. As you rightly said, you know, you said that time management is a problem. You know, what is it? You make a schedule and do it. But it's easier said than done for a coachee. What are the struggles they are going through? That's what. So these are the things that comes in our way as a coach, you know, during the coaching process, and we need to be aware about it. We know about it, but whether I'm aware about it post the coaching session, what is it I'm doing post what I have done? If for example, a lot of time judgmental listening is there, or judgmental listening is more about your preconceived notion. I don't know. I want to curiously ask, you know, we have 8 coaches with us. Have you ever coached your best friend without judging?
Not possible, huh?
Not possible. Not possible.
So that's I don't know.
So I'll tell you, I had a funny incident.
Yeah.
My son was facing some challenges in his work area, and he says, so he tells me, Dad, I want you to coach me. I said, I can't coach you. बोलता क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, इतना coaching कर रहे हो और बेटे को नहीं सिखा सकते. I said, but I will fail as a coach. He says, why? I said, because I will always be your father first and coach next.
Yeah.
I will not. It's not in you the problem is. It's me the problem is, because I will never be able to treat you. I will not allow you the freedom and liberty which a coach allows
Yeah.
you to think. And I have always a prescription for all your problems. So if you're not doing well, work hard. If you're not doing well, get up at 2 o'clock in the night and do so. I will not be able to understand what you're saying. And therefore, I put him through with one of our fellow cohort members.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. I remember my brother-in-law said that, he wants to quit smoking. And so he said that, cadet, why don't you coach me? So I was like, I can't, because for me, you are like my son, I want to slap you saying that, stop it.
Yeah.
And I actually connected him with one of the cohort members to just to get empowered, because I don't know what's going through in his mind, and I know him so well that I know that I want to push him hard to do something. That's how it is. So thank you so much for bringing this, Rajneesh. And this is what we all go through. But can we master it? As a coach, can we master it, that we are coaching our best friends, our spouses, our kids, our people,
I
and be a real coach
don't
in that moment? Yeah, Ravi,
I don't know
please.
if I would use the word coaching, but I have just listened.
Sorry.
I didn't do all the other things that coaches do, but I
Okay.
have listened to what a friend was going through, and I think that
Okay.
was of enormous help to him. He
Sure.
was going through a lot in his life, and I just listened. And the act of listening is so. I think it's an act of affection. It's an act of love, just to listen
Yeah.
to what they're going through without judging, or even you're having opinions, you keep it to yourself. But just listen. I think that helps.
Yeah. So true. So true. And at some point of time, you have to hold yourself, and the other person is talking. May it be your own kid,
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
very hard.
I've myself struggled a lot, and I've
Yeah.
been getting coached, but that's how it is,
Yeah.
You have to hold yourself.
Yeah.
Stop giving authoritative listening, stop getting judgmental listening, stop affirmative. All these things.
I'm going through that right now. So
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I know. So that's the reason, while I was formulating this presentation, I was like, what actually I have went through, I want to discuss it with all of you, and maybe learn from you all that, how you've been able to overcome that. Superb. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have the best audience, and I have to do extremely less talk. So thank you. Okay, I have last couple of slides with me. What can be done to bring eminence to active listening? And I was like, when I was, I actually, read a lot of articles that what can be done. But what I thought of, I'll share with you, is what's working with me, and maybe understand from all of you what's working for you. And that's how it should be, because it's the experience, it's not the learning, it's the experience with what we go through. Very, very first thing, what I struggled was that, quiet the voices in your head. It's easier said than done, quiet the voices in your head. But how do we go about it? Simple things needs to be done. And it will definitely, if we are aware about it, it will definitely yield result and bring finish to this competency. As a coach, if we can only pay attention to what they are saying and what we are learning about them, and ask exploratory question and be involved what they are saying, it brings a lot of help in minimizing the voices in our head. I don't know. I may be wrong, but that's how it has helped me. Any way wherein, I know it, it's a journey. I'll take you through, Ravi. So any way that comes into your mind that can just quiet the voices in your head. As a coach, what do you do to quiet the voices in your head?
So, Neha, for me, I think what I have at least actively started doing is that uh, before I sit down, I think of two things. First is the fact that if I'm not listening to the person in the way that I'm supposed to, then forget what happens in the coaching session. But overall, I will never be able to gain their trust because they will always feel like I'm not listening enough. And the second thing that has worked for me is that when I start the session or before I get into the session, I just think of it as what is my job here? Like what is the role that I'm playing? I'm supposed to play the role of helping them figure out their stuff by themselves. So, which means that my support is always going to be two steps behind. I'm not the main character here. This is not my space. It is their space. And therefore, my job is simply to support. And I think that sort of helps.
Thank you so much. That's excellent, Neha. I think when we say that my job is to support and just take a two-step back, and we consciously being aware about it and prepare ourselves, before getting into a coaching session, that really helps for sure. And it helps in anything, even if when you get into a meeting, in a very, very good board meeting as well, you just want to tell yourself that the role you want to play in and what is it you want to do, and let things happen on their own. Let it be as a flow. So great. Thank you so much, Neha, for bringing this. Second,
Just want to share.
Please,
Yeah, just want to
Rajni.
share one thought each. So this was a challenge which I have been facing, and I would not say that I've overcome this challenge fully, of mind going into something else in a 1 hour conversation. And then I started keeping a track of it as to when it went and how I brought it back. And even if for a second when you go away, when you come back, probably you don't catch the coachee where you left him or her. And that I realize is very important. So that is something which I found, even on a very small momentary shift. And even, I realized things like your dog coming into your room is proper. So the place where you sit is so important. And so those are the kind of, then another thing which has happened, which is not directly related to listening, is the desire to get to results. So if there is a coaching session and right in the beginning when I was doing coaching, the desire to get a contract would push my listening to reach a conclusion. And when I look at some of the master coaches who are doing their coaching, and some of the people who have already done it, they are so unhurried. So I think one of the things is that be unhurried in what you are doing. There is enough time. And so these are just some thoughts which came to my mind. Because I've struggled this I've struggled with it a lot.
No, I think I'm still struggling wherein, I want to hurry up with the situation and, just get back to the point, what is it? What is, you keep asking, what would you like to achieve from this from our time together, And this is one question, it's like overdone in the coaching conversation. There is a want to get to a point, and that's how you lose your coachee in between, what they are saying, and you kind of camouflage their thoughts with your own, expression. Thank you so much. See, there are, there are open-ended questions like, to calm the voices in your head. When you just simply ask a coachee, it sounds like you're concerned about the situation. The moment you tell this, you are giving an impression to your mind that, you want to listen to them more, to your mind and as well as to the coachee. So simple questions, what makes it important, or what else also when we say, we are giving an impression in our mind that we want to be focused on what we are doing, and then give an impression to a coachee that, we are listening. That's how it is. Thank you. Thank you for bringing this. Thank you for sharing. Last, then focus. I think focus is, for me, I do take notes. For others, it may be something else, but it brings me back to my point that, if I take notes, it's easier for me to comprehend, summarize, reflect back of what I have listened. I'm sure there'll be other ways as well. Happy to know if you have some other way for the group to learn.
Rohit has something to share. He
Yeah,
raised
Rohit,
it.
sorry, please.
Thank you. Yeah, so just wanted to share that which Rajni just mentioned regarding listening. Yeah, I think I remember we did when Jaya mentioned it's about coaching is about science and art, right? And we probably get too fixated on the process, on the science part, but not being artistically there, right? To basically listen to our body sensations, this was happening, and then let it go. Let them talk a little bit, and then we just say, oh, the time is we only have 60 minutes. We need to move forward, right? What will happen if I don't get my the agreement or the solution or anything? Because we are so fixated in this competencies to say we have to follow all the competencies in this session. So I'm kind of going through that because I'm trying to get my PCC recording. I'm thinking, do I need to cover all of the competencies in this recording? Or actually I'm here for the coachee to say, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm not here for myself, right? So it's really hard. It's really difficult. So one way we want to be accredited, another way we want to be there for the coachee, to listen. So yeah, that was I wanted to share. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Ramya, please. I'm sure you have something here.
No, I was just listening to what Rohit was saying, and something that our mentor told me related to this came to my mind. So, Raki, while doing the mentoring, she said, you understand all the competencies and then come out of that competency boundary and just involve in the coaching session. Then all those competency elements will get covered in that. So, that is actually, I tried that, and it is like, it's true. We are still, I'm still yet to reach that full stage, but I tried it and it came out so well. So I think
it's called unconscious competence, right?
Yeah.
Right. True.
So, yeah.
So
this is why we probably have to be both science and art, right? So,
yes.
What I feel also is that, be in that moment. For a moment, we need to just follow what is the righteous thing right at that moment for the coachee. And at times we may not be able to complete all the competencies or bring finish to that competencies, but we are still learning. But if we can bring that moment for a coachee wherein they discover themselves, I think that's the best we can do for them. Thank you so much, Rohit, for bringing this. And of course, we all are in the journey, struggling. Raki once said, I was with when my mentor was coaching me, and I was like, she asked me that, what is it you would like to, what is it you have in your mind? So I told her 10 things, So she just asked me, what is it really going on right now? What's happening in your body? And I realized, why would she ask like what's happening in my body? She should ask a relevant question from me that, what exactly is you're looking at. And actually, when I realized my heart was pumping, my hands were shaking, my legs were numb. And I was like, what's happening to me? And she did not utter a word for nearly 2 to 3 minutes. And after that, I was calm. And I could just recollected my thought and tell her what's going on. So it's magical, at times. Thank you so much. And last slide, won't take much. And of course, there is something called rock solid body language. I want to share with all of you. When I do my coaching session, I used to nimble my hands, look at the, wall, and then I will look here and there and feel fidgety. You know, all this we need to be consciously take care of. One thing that has worked for me is that go back, see your recording. Ask your peer coach, if you have a peer coach, to give a feedback of what's happening. That really helps. And that will, because they would want you to, you know, the best part is that we are in a cohort wherein each one of us are helping each other to grow. So just be vulnerable. At times it helps. My last slide. I'll take 5 minutes and we'll conclude. Thank you so much for being patient, for your patience. And this is something which I feel should work, and it has slightly worked for me. During the COVID time, I did mindfulness coaching, and I become a mindfulness practitioner because I felt that that's the best time to do it. And there I learned that, what can mindfulness bring? Uh, when I just look back of what mindfulness can bring to listening or to the coaching process, I feel that mindfulness is often, described as a bell that tells you or reminds you to stop and silently listen. Even a simple exercise, we used to do it during our mindfulness session, that to breathe 4-6-4-6. So, you breathe in 4 times, you breathe in and count 4, and you breathe out, you count 6. Even if we do this before a coaching session or before anything, it brings you back to a point of awareness of what's going on in your mind. So simple steps, try. It may help, it may not help, but it has worked for many of them. Halt whatever you are doing. So somebody, of course, Neha said that, Neha beautifully described that what she does before a coaching session and during coaching session. It's being aware about what's going on. Enjoy, the breathing, simple breathing. Even if I remember I was doing a mindfulness session, and the practitioner said that hold a coffee, sip it on your palate, what kind of taste you are feeling. These are simple things that brings you back to a moment. What you can do to yourself and whatever works. If it's a coffee, it's a tea, it's a halt, whatever can bring your awareness back and whatever can bring you in the moment. There are n number of things we can get it on internet, on Google. Ask yourself, very important, the context, what client wants to say, clarify, summarize, listen, repeat, clarify, summarize. It's like that. So it's important to know about their context, their values, their beliefs. The moment things are coming into our mind, our own values, our own mental models, or how do we see the world around, we need to stop that. And the first step is to be aware of. That's it. And acknowledge the fact that I need to improve. Then I'm sure it'll happen. The last is reflect. Reflect back to them what you have heard. This tells them and give them an assurance that you were listening. It's always said that don't bring new words. Level 1, level 2, we always say that, while during the coaching process, listen to what they are saying, listen not to respond, to understand. That's how it is. So this is it. Try it. I'm sure you must be trying it. Any last thoughts around how we can overcome? It'll be great. From my side, these are the few things we can do to bring excellence in what we are doing, and we keep practicing it. The only thing which I think is that, keep practicing and be self-aware of what's happening. That's how it is. Thank you.
Neha, I have
And
just one comment. Sorry, before.
Thank you so much.
I have attended a few of these competency classes. and they tend to become very boring. They tend to become sometimes, you just read what is written in the ICF. My hats off to you for bringing it out in such an insightful manner. I'm so happy that I joined this session.
Thank you so much, Rajneesh. And that's a lot, I think. And you've made my day, actually. And it's only, I learn from all of you. And I keep saying, I have Ramya, Rohit, Neha, all of my cohort members. And now I have people like you, Ravi, to connect with. These are the sessions that connects you with more people. So thank you so much. And thank you.
Neha, may I add something?
Yeah, please,
Thank
Ramya.
you.
It's related to the last slide. So, what you can do to, as a coach, what you can do is like something, maybe I feel like it has helped me, is you try to keep asking yourself, how are you feeling? Like at this moment, not in a coaching session, but all the time. Just be aware of your own feelings and emotions. So that will help to improve your observation skills for yourself and for others. So when you are in a coaching session, it actually helps to bring our awareness to our own thought process. Am I being judgmental, or what is that I'm doing? Am I assuming something? So it catches, actually, it helps a lot so that we can stop that process. So I think that actually helped me when I was thinking back what was helping me in that process. So just wanted to share that. And thank you for this wonderful session. Like Rajneesh said, it was very, very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramya, for bringing this point, of self-coaching. How are you feeling today? And, my peer coaches keep asking me, how are you? What's really happening with you? And I will have all the emotions in the world. So that's how it is. So thank you so much. And any last concluding point, Neha, Rajneesh, Ravi, Rohit, anything?
No, it was a really great presentation, Neha. That's all I would say. And so much participation. That's the best thing. You got all of us to talk. So that was really, really good.
Yeah. Totally
Thank
agree.
you so much. And I was just talking to Akansha a few minutes back that, if no one joins, then what will happen? Thank you so much, Rohit, Ramya, Neha, and Ravi, Rajneesh. Anita was also there.
Thank you, Neha.
Thank you so much, Anita. Sunita is also there, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to add on, Sunita?
My journey was
पूरी drive खत्म हो गई पता नहीं
पूरी drive खत्म हो गई पता नहीं चला. It was active listening.
Active listening. Oh, it was awesome, Neha.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you so
very
much.
nice,
And
very nice.
last,
Have a good day.
conclude. एक अच्छा सा मैं एक quote मैंने लिखा था. I want to share it.
अच्छा.
Listening to someone speak is an adventure, but no epic saga begins if we don't choose to start it. Thank you so much.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I really, really wish all of you, and thank you so much for connecting. I feel humbled today.
Bye.
Wish
Thank
you all
you.
the best, Neha. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.